Bitcoin is a reality. It is a peer-to-peer, zero trust transfer of value. And people use Bitcoin today, right now, to protect their own intellectual property. And that's the reusable proof of work protocol that's combined with blockchain for accountability and cryptography for security. And so that's the role that I see for it.
Will we be number one in crypto? I want to make crypto great for America. That's the only thing. I don't want to have somebody else have crypto and have China be number one in the world in crypto. Because in crypto, it's a kind of an industry where basically you're going to have number one and you're not going to have a number two. And right now we're number one by a long shot. I want to keep it that way. The same way we're number one with AI, we're number one with crypto. And I want to keep it that way.
So from Donald Trump, he not only want to be number one in only crypto or in only the AI, he also want to be ahead of any other thing that is very, very valuable even in this world. With respect to gold, I think right now he's really diving deep into what Bitcoin, into AI things because of what competition with China. Let's really head on. If you're new to our channel, kindly do us a favor, like for us and smash on the subscribe button, that each time we drop news you'll be the first to know. Thank you. Let's set things rolling. And as I bring to you news concerning here, this news was posted not long ago concerning what Trump here choosing a Fed chair here. So he made a suggestion concerning a Fed chair here that I want us to really pay attention and listen to this core news here.
He's always too late, except when he came to before the election, but that didn't quite work out well for him. So the answer is, I want Kevin. I think Kevin's great. He's central casting in a true sense. Okay, I think he's going to do a great job. Yeah, if there's time for, I've been in favor of interest rate rises to stop inflation. I think it sort of is effective. But there's one thing, and nobody ever talks about it but me, unfortunately, so I'm sure it's not correct, but I think it is.
And take a few seconds and like this video for us, push this video for us, and let's really go on.
We should have the lowest interest rate in the world. When I was a young guy growing up, we always had the lowest interest rate worldwide. We always did. And then 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it started where...
So, per what Trump is saying, he considering what Kelvin Walsh here is being considered as a Fed chairman. Per what Trump really proposed here on board. But fast forward into things here, the news hit us very, very strange that Kevin Walsh. This one was really interviewed by in the official news on the OPBS news, which was really introduced to us. He talked about something here considering digital asset as they asked him simple question: when he becomes the Fed chair, what really will happen to this digital asset? Let's listen to what he has for us.
Yes or no? Do you believe that digital assets should be incorporated into our financial industry so Americans have new investment opportunities and consumer protections?
Senator, digital assets are already part of the fabric of our financial services industry in the United States. Yes.
Thanks, Mr. Walton.
So, per Mr. Kelvin Walsh really said here that indeed, per the senator has reported or replied or responded, he said indeed it is part of the mainstream here, which is a bullish news here, which is really, really bullish. Indeed, let's really run fast forward into something that is peculiar here that you've not seen before. The A4-star U.S. Navy Admiral had this interview, and then they were asked about Bitcoin. This Navy A4-star U.S. Navy chair or person I'm talking about is in charge about 35 major countries here, which is really huge, meaning his loud or his voice really sounds echo in a lot of hearing. Let's listen to what he said here. He said Bitcoin is a reality, a valuable computer asset or science to a powerful projection. Let's really listen to what he said here.
Our competition with China isn't just about military strength, it also includes monetary strength as well. Last year the Chinese Communist Party's main monetary think tank published research on Bitcoin as a strategic asset. This came after President Trump moved to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Admiral, how does leadership in Bitcoin impact leverage, resilience, deterrence for Indo-PACOM against China? And do you think that a strategic Bitcoin reserve helps America compete against China?
Senator, our research into Bitcoin is as a computer science tool. It's the combination of cryptography, a blockchain, and a proof of work. And Bitcoin shows incredible potential as a computer science tool that through the proof of work protocols it actually imposes more cost than just the algorithmic securing of networks and our ability to operate. And Bitcoin is a reality. It is a valuable computer science tool as a power projection. And outside of the economic formulation of it, it has got really important computer science applications for cybersecurity.
Thank you. What recommendations do you have for us here in Congress on how the U.S. can lead on Bitcoin competition?
I'd have to go deeper on that with you for the record, and I could go deeper on that case. But Bitcoin is a reality. It is a peer-to-peer, zero trust transfer of value. Anything that supports the all instruments of national power for the United States of America is to the good.
Thank you.
So that is really really impressive here. Yes, indeed. But before that, take note. There is another news or another interview that they sat this for military personnel that I said is in charge of about 35 major countries here. They sat him down and then also they asked him some simple question relating to what he said not long ago in the interview section that we were or on in a sit down section that they asked him this question. He said the U.S. military says we are running a node on the Bitcoin network right now. What node is he talking about? Let's listen to the exact thing he said here.
Carl, yesterday you testified that Bitcoin held potential as a tool for national security. Recent research from the Bitcoin Policy Institute estimates China has approximately 194,000 Bitcoins, while the United States has approximately 300.
Understand that I told you earlier on that Bitcoin, the US is not only looking at what's the China in competition, not only about any other thing digital only, so also looking at Bitcoin as I told you earlier before. So let's listen to what he's saying here.
28,000 Bitcoins. In this era of digital competition, would it be to our strategic advantage to maintain a lead in this regard as we do with other strategic resources like gold and oil?
Sir, our interest in Bitcoin is as a tool of cryptography, a blockchain, and reusable proof of work as an additional tool to secure networks and to project power. And so I think this protocol is here to stay. I think the computer science of it has direct implications for the projection of power, not financial, but from a computer science standpoint, from the securing of networks. And so I am supportive of those applications. All instruments of national power are important, but from the military application standpoint, my interest in Bitcoin is as a computer science tool as projection of power.
I appreciate that. I agree with you. And I'd also like to hear your thoughts on monetary competition over the coming decades. What role does Bitcoin play in spreading digital property rights?
Well, people use Bitcoin today, right now, to protect their own intellectual property. And that's the reusable proof of work protocol that's combined with blockchain for accountability and cryptography for security. And so that's the role that I see for it. I see direct national security implications, and then I'm supportive for anything that maintains our own dollar dominance worldwide.
I appreciate that. Do you think we're adequately prepared to counter China's strategic direction regarding digital assets?
I think that our recent act with the Genius Act is a great step forward that moves us in that direction.
And lastly, I'll ask you as we continue to craft the NDAA, what authorities and resources does INDOPACOM need to address as respects the national security dimensions of digital assets?
Presently, we're in experimentation, so I'll give you a deeper look into that. Presently, we have a node on the Bitcoin network right now. We're not mining Bitcoin. We're using it to monitor, and we're doing a number of operational tests to secure and protect networks using the Bitcoin.
So per what he said, there is a node that is being going. They are not really mining it, as the US military says. They are not mining Bitcoin, but rather they are running a node to check the security and other protection that really goes on. Fast forward into the last news I'll bring to you on board. It is about what the Fed chair that is really what suggested or really was posed by Donald Trump here. I mean Kevin Walsh. Kevin Walsh was asked a question that really shocked everyone here. I want us to listen to say Federal Reserve Chairman Kevin Walsh says that he's against the central bank digital currency. What the CBDC currency is talking about? It's talking about the ability for the central bank or banking system to be able to create digital currencies on their own, stable networks, stable coins like USDT and other things. Let's listen to what he said here.
Do you agree that the Federal Reserve has no legal right to issue a central bank digital currency?
Senator, I agree that they don't have the right, and I think it would be a bad policy choice.
Somebody just put an exclamation mark on that. Under your chairmanship of the Federal Reserve, you will not have the Federal Reserve explore or any way move towards a central bank digital currency.
If it's within the power of the chairman of the Federal Reserve, I agree with that statement.
Perfect.
So that is what he said here. It is really interesting indeed, because if these people are given the chances of creating their own token, it will cause a real mess in the industry. All right. So thank you for watching this Crypto Lord Nathan. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and then wait for the upcoming videos. Bye for now.